Hello, and a warm welcome to each and every one of you to the World Teachers Quiz 2026. The quizzing community among our educators has grown tremendously over the years, with Season 6 witnessing participation from 6 different countries. We are truly delighted to introduce to you our host, a popular quiz host and the co founder of Teacher Tribe. She has been at the helm of this quiz since its inception. She has been a prolific quiz host over the last decade, hosting the Tata Crucible, RBI Quiz, TCS Inquisitive, just to name a few. An alumna of NITK Surathkal and IIM Calcutta, she has been awarded several accolades. Ladies and gentlemen, time for you to welcome your quiz host, Miss Rashmi Furtado.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the fourth semi-final of the World Teachers Quiz Season 6, brought to you by TeacherTribe.world in collaboration with Grey Caps and Global Forum for Teacher Excellence. World Teachers Quiz is a platform that has been created especially for our teachers, where they can quiz with each other, compete with each other, and show off their talent when it comes to quizzing and the knowledge that they have. We often have found many teachers supporting their students and probably answering the questions that their students have missed out when they are on stage. Now is the opportunity for all of those teachers to play and to do well in their own quiz. That's the whole reason the World Teachers Quiz was created, and now we are already in Season 6 of this quiz. So let's get to know our semi-finalists for the day. We've already completed 3 semi-finals. I'll of course get to the details of the winners from that a little later. But for now, the 4 contestants that we have here with us, they are among the top 16 of this season's competitors. That is a huge deal because they have gone through multiple preliminary rounds and then the quarterfinal to reach the semi-final here today. So let's quickly get to know them and then move into the last semi-final of the World Teachers Quiz. Our first contestant for the day, joining us from NPS HSR Bengaluru, is Hema Amble. Following her from Bengaluru, again representing the Swargarani School and PU College, Deepika. Joining us all the way from Kuwait, representing FEPS DPS, Tiji Susan. And completing the lineup for us here today, representing the Eminence Private School from UAE, Reba Koshi. So we have 2 from India and 2 from abroad taking part in this semi-final. Let's see who makes it into that world finale. Only the winner makes it through. They're one step closer to that big finale that's coming up. The questions are going to be tougher. I don't mean to put any pressure, but the questions are going to be tougher. The time is going to be of an essence because they have to be quicker on that buzzer. So let's see what we have in store for them. 4 rounds of quizzing here today. First 3 will appear on the screen. Let us begin with the first round. Coming up is the time for all of them to picture this. Here we go. 6 questions in this round, so they'll have images coming up on their screen and corresponding questions from me. I may or may not have extra clues to add to the question. It's up to you on when you want to press that buzzer, but once you do, I stop reading out the question. So you have to decide on when you want to press that buzzer and you don't want extra clues at all. Keep in mind though, what you may think is the answer may not be the question I'm asking. However, it's the risk you take. It's completely up to you on what you want to do. 6 questions, single attempt, plus 50, minus 50, the scoring pattern. Let's start with the first question coming up on your screen. Here we go. Identify this great economist found on the British currency note. A 20-pound note right there for you. I said economist. Oh, okay, time is up. The answer that I was looking for with this one, father of modern economics, Adam Smith. Adam Smith is the answer I was looking for. That's the reason I said economist. And looking at the picture, I thought you would be able to figure out the era, because if you can look at the hair and the curls that are there in the hair, it is not the way a modern or rather a modern day economist would, dress up. So that is why I thought the era could be something you could figure out from the image right there. Let's move on to the next question. Question number 2 coming up. Identify the lady receiving the presidential medal. TG, go ahead.
Bill Gates' ex-wife, Melinda Gates.
Melinda Gates is absolutely right. Plus 50 to you. Well answered. She's receiving the presidential medal for charity work and philanthropy from Barack Obama. She probably, TG, is able to figure that out. She's probably read a lot about her. I don't know. But from this angle, it's easy to figure out that it is actually Melinda Gates. Well done. Plus 50 to you on that one. Let's move on to the next question. Coming up, here we go. This is currently the largest office building in the world. Where can we find it? Even if you give me the name of the country, I will give you 50 points. Go ahead, Reba.
Surat Diamond in Gujarat.
Give it to you. Plus 50. Absolutely right. This is the Surat Diamond Bars that you will find. It is currently the largest office building in the entire world. Even if she had told me India, since I said country will also give you points, I would have given her the 50 points. But she knew the specific answer, which gives her the points as well. Let's move on to the next one. That would be question number 4. Coming up on your screen, here we go. Identify this lady who is on the currency note of Italy. Hema, go ahead.
Marie Curie.
Marie Curie, she said. I said Italy. Italy was a good clue.
Maria Montessori.
You have already given me the answer. I cannot change. I can't change it, especially after I have responded to that. Especially after I respond. If I had not responded, I would have still asked you for a final answer. Marie Curie would be a minus 50. Yes, I do understand that there are people of foreign nationalities that whose photographs and pictures are used on multiple currency notes. But Italy was a very big clue because Dr. Maria Montessori was an Italian origin person, and that is her on the currency note right there. She gets a minus 50, but you should not go by the minus 50 that she's got. I will tell you why a little later after this round. Let's move on to the next question. Question number 5. Please wait for my question. Okay? Coming up, here we go. This is the Trevi Fountain. Okay? Go ahead, TG. You've pressed the buzzer. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say Trevi Fountain and you said it. I am assuming that you were going to ask that visitors are not allowed to come in. They have, they've stopped tourists from coming in because they're not able to. There are people who steal coins, so something of that sort that, they have to pay. I'm assuming this is what you wanted to hear from us.
Minus 50 on that one. I did caution all of them to wait and to listen to my question. I, of course, know that all of you, after reaching this point, will know that is Trevi Fountain. I will not make a semi-final that easy for all of you to cross through. Ladies and gentlemen, the question. She tried. She definitely tried. I give that to her. But the actual question was something different. This is the Trevi Fountain. And the Trevi Fountain it supports a certain charity. How does it support the charity? The answer that I was looking for is the coins that are thrown. So the Trevi fountain is treated like sort of like a wishing well. So you hold a coin, you make your wish, you spin that coin into the fountain, and all those coins are collected and donated to a charity. So often we ask, where do those coins go? I mean, many of us would have visited a Trevi fountain. Where do those coins go? This is what happens to those coins. They put it to good use. TG was quite close. It was something to do with the coins, but nothing to do with the tourism that is around those coins at all. Getting a negative on that one. The final one of this round coming up on your screen. All I need to know is the movie. Okay? Coming up, the last one. Deepika, go ahead.
The terminal.
Can you explain?
That is the person who stranded in the Charles de Gaulle airport, and the movie is based on him.
Plus 50 to you. Beautifully answered. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have watched the movie Terminal, this is the person. His name is Mehran Karimi, if I'm not wrong, and it's based on his life. It's a true story. It's based on his life, and he
Tom Hanks played the. Sorry to interrupt. Tom Hanks played the role.
Tom Hanks played the role. You're absolutely right. He passed away not, I think about a year ago or two ago or something like that. But the movie that I was looking for was The Terminal. Well answered. Plus 50 to you on that one. Ladies and gentlemen, with this we have completed the first round of the semi-final. Let me tell you where our contestants stand before we move any further. All right. Tiji gained and lost, which is why she has gone back to nil. Deepika on 50, Reba on 50, Hema on a negative 50. Hema has to work a little harder. I told you a little while ago that you should not go by the negative 50 that she's taken because she's a seasoned quizzer. She knows how the game works, so she can move back into the positives very quickly. Deepika, Reba are already on the positives. Tiji gained and lost. However, nil is not a bad place to be at all in a quiz like this. She only has to move back into the positives. So let's see what happens. We've only completed the first round. Too soon to comment on who's going to make it through. So let's move into the second round of the semi-final. Time for us to take a look at the 2 clues. Here we go. Five questions in this round. And as the title suggests, we have 2 clues for every question. So the first clue will appear, and if you know the answer with the first clue, you can press the buzzer and give me the answer. If you get it right, you get your 50 points and we move to the second question. If you get it wrong, we move to the second clue. But the question will be open only for the remaining 3 contestants who did not attempt for the first clue. And again, the scoring pattern would be plus 50 and a minus 50. If you know the answer, you press the buzzer and you get your points. In a scenario where no one presses the buzzer for the first clue, we will move into the second clue and the scoring pattern will be the same. The buzzer rolls will be the same. The usual rule of thumb would be that the first clue would be slightly cryptic in nature and the second clue would be a little easier. So there is a chance that more number of contestants would know the answer when we move into the second clue. So the competition to press that buzzer would be a little higher when you move to the second clue. So you need to figure out when you want to press that buzzer and how confident you are about the answer. Let's take a look. I said 5 questions. So 2 clues per question is what you'll have in this round. I hope there are no doubts with respect to the rules. Let's start with the first clue for the first question. Coming up on your screen, here we go. His name is Wilbur Lincoln, a scale that is used to measure a certain item that is majorly used in cooking. What scale am I referring to? Wilbur Lincoln, his name. And he created the scale. That's the reason I'm showing you his picture. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Clue number 2 coming up on your screen. This is a visual representation of that scale. Hema, go ahead.
Is this the Scoville heat units to measure the pungency
Of?
chilies?
All I was looking for was the name of the scale. I was just trying to push you. plus 50 to you. Absolutely right. Well answered. Ladies and gentlemen, his full name is Wilbur Lincoln Scoville. The Scoville scale is named after him because he's the one who created the entire scale. There's a huge exercise where he went through with the heat of the chili. He measured it against sugar. There was a lot of experimentation that was done, and finally he came up with the scale that we use to this day, named after Wilbur Lincoln Scoville, and getting Hema those plus 50 points. Let's move on to the second one. The first clue coming up on your screen, name of a trophy for an answer. This trophy has a huge history behind it. Sporting event named after this man. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Clue number 2. I'm showing you the trophy. This is the trophy that I'm looking for. The name of the trophy actually. Oh, okay, time lapsing. I will give you the answer for this one. The Jules Rimet Trophy. The Jules Rimet, too late, Reba, I cannot give you at this point. Jules Rimet Trophy is what I was looking for as an answer. The person in the first clue is Jules Rimet himself. Of course, we know the history behind it, that the trophy was stolen after being awarded to Brazil and never found again. So this is a trophy that is not found again at all. It has just been stolen and lost after that. Well, moving on to the next one. Question number 3. The first clue, I am looking for a famous, world famous structure for an answer. Here we go. Deepika, go ahead.
Is it the Eiffel Tower?
The Eiffel Tower, she says. The base is what she thinks I'm showing. And it sort of looks like Eiffel Tower. She's absolutely right. Plus 50 on that. Plus 50 on that one. Very, very right. This image was taken in the, I think, 1888 or 89 is when the construction started, I think 88. And this was the image that was taken when it was barely a month or two into the construction. I, of course, have the second clue also for you. We can take a quick look. I think this one was easier. This is one of the blueprints of the mid-structure of the Eiffel Tower that I showed you in the previous one. Getting that right with Eiffel Tower is Deepika. 50 points to you on that. Moving on to the next one, I will basically show you 2 different brand names for clue number 1 and then the second clue. I need name of a person for an answer. The person who created, who is behind these brands. Let's take a look at the first clue. Go ahead, Deepika, quick on the buzzer.
Virat Kohli, I'm guessing that's a wrong is brand.
His brand called Ron, and Virat Kohli is her guest. Let's take a look at the second clue. She is absolutely right. 1-8 Commune. Probably in today's day and age, people know 1-8 Commune more than Ron because Ron has been around for quite some time now. But Virat Kohli is absolutely right. Plus 50 to her on that one. The last one in this round coming up is the first clue. Here we go. I'm looking for a child prodigy as an answer. This person is from Austria, born in Salzburg, and this is the place where he was born. TG, go ahead.
Mozart.
Mozart is absolutely right. Born in Salzburg in Austria. I was actually going to give more clues, but since she pressed that buzzer, I did not bother doing that. Let's take a look at the second one there. The second clue was a statue of him as a child prodigy because he performed in front of many royal people from the royal family, basically showing off his talent, and he was quite famous back then. The royal courts used to invite him to come and play because they were very amused and intrigued by this young child who was able to play the way he did. Absolutely right. Mozart giving her the 50 points. Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of the second round. Let's quickly take a look at the score before we move into the next round of this quiz. All right. Deepika is currently leading with 150 points. Hema, yes, she's on nil, but she has already made up for the negative that she took early on. So she's back on nil again. Tiji has made up again. She's on 50 points. Reba on 50 points. Deepika leading with 150 points. At this point, we are midway through this quiz. I wouldn't be able to say who is going to make it through because sometimes tables can turn even in the last 3 questions of a quiz. So let's see what happens. Let's move to the next round of the quiz. Time for them to connect all the clues. Here we go. Multiple clues is what you'll have on your screen. You need to make an overall connection to give me an answer. It does not matter to me if you have deciphered individual clues or not. An overall connection is what will give you the 50 points. 3 questions only in this round and single attempt on the buzzer. Do not forget that. Let's take a look at the first one. Name of a person for an answer. Here we go. Think music. Think music, I said. Oh, okay. Tiji, she's trying. Go ahead. I was just going to say time lapsed.
Hans Zimmerman.
Hans, a slightly better answer. You're giving me the name wrong.
Hans Zimmerman. Right? I know that he's made the song for Pirates of the Caribbean.
Okay, can you tell me any other work that he's done?
The Lion King. Music for The Lion King, Interstellar.
Plus 50 to you.
Hans Zimmer.
I give it to you. Plus 50 to you. Absolutely right. Hans Zimmer, his name. Plus 50 to you. Yeah, I was just trying to ensure that you've got the right person. That's all. That's the reason I asked for other work that he has done. Absolutely right. Plus 50. Hans Zimmer, the composer, the German composer that I was looking for as an answer, who is behind the music for all of the movies or all of the entities that you're seeing on your screen. We have FIFA also there. And of course, Interstellar, like she explained, Interstellar, Inception, all of those were also created by Hans Zimmer. Well answered there. Let's move on to the next one. Coming up on your screen, here we go. There is something that connects all these queens and this person on the screen. It's something that happened not very long ago. Think Europe. The way the queens are dressed up, that itself should be a clue. Go ahead, TG on the buzzer.
Okay. These are the jewels that were stolen from the Louvre.
Okay.
I believe last year, and I'm not. This is the man who's actually. He's the one who's made the Louvre, the museum. I think the Napoleon's wife's jewels that were stolen. Something like that.
Louvre.
And this is the man who's the designed it, the architect behind it.
Louvre is absolutely right. Plus 50 to you on that one. That is I.M. Pei. He is the one who designed the Luxor pyramid right in front of Louvre that we have in Paris. And of course, the queens, the Louvre robbery that all of us are aware of. These are the queens from the jewelry that was stolen actually belonged to these queens that you're seeing on your screen. I think that is Empress Mary Louise, Queen Mary Emile, and the wife of Napoleon III. So those are the ladies that are on your screen. Let us move on to the next one. This quiz is moving along very quickly. Coming up on your screen, here we go. The London Underground boards were changed to this. Why? And this happened in 2020. There was a specific reason it changed to this. Why? Deepika, she's trying. Go ahead.
I'm taking a guess. I don't know. Is it the Squid Games or something?
Squid Games. Okay. I understand why you would say Squid Games, but minus 50 to you on that. This was actually the launch. You will now understand, or rather you'll actually be a little, I think, angry with yourself, This is the launch of Sony PlayStation 5. If you look at the symbols there, they are all the controls of Sony PlayStation, which you will find on the controller there. All the signs in the underground in London were changed to these that you're seeing on your screen in 2020. I did not go to say gaming because I thought the symbols would be a very huge clue. That's why I didn't give away gaming. However, it's time now for us to take a look at the score. All right. Deepika just took that negative. She's on 100. Again, she's a seasoned quizzer. I don't think that should affect her at all. Tiji is doing well. She's leading. She's on 150 points. Reba on 50. Hema on nil. Time for us to move into the last round of this quiz. Coming up is the rapid fire. Here we go. Dear educators, you have been watching the fourth semi-final of the World Teachers Quiz Season 6, brought to you by TeacherTribe.world in collaboration with Grey Caps and Global Forum for Teacher Excellence. We have completed the major portion of this semi-final here today, and we are moving into the last segment, that is the rapid fire. Nothing appearing on the screen. All your questions will be from me. 6 questions is what I have for you, which means 300 points is what you can win for yourself. Even at this point, any one of them, if they play their game well, they can move into the world finale. Everyone has an equal chance. So let's see what happens. The first question of this round, here we go. This word originates from a word that means to undertake or to do something. What is the word that I'm referring to? Go ahead, Deepika.
Entrepreneur.
Plus 50. Beautifully answered, to the point. She was very quick on the buzzer. She knew the answer. Plus 50 to you. Well played. Moving on to the next question. Here it is. Indian physicians Sushruta and Charaka identified what is considered a modern disease, and they did this in 400 or 500 BCE during that time. I'm going to give you the name that... Reba, go ahead.
Is it diabetes?
Diabetes, she says, is her answer. She did not wait for me to complete the question. The name that they gave for this disease is Madhumeha. Madhumeha basically translates to diabetes. Absolutely right. 50 points to you on that one. Reba moving to 100 points. Last 4 questions of this semi-final. 200 points still available for all of them to win. The next question, here we go. I'm going to talk to you about the raw material of a certain product. It's a premium product, and you need to tell me what the premium product is. Okay, the raw material is what I'm going to refer to. Changpa breed of goat provides the raw material to this particular product, and these goats are native to the high plateaus of Ladakh. Changpa, I said. TG, go ahead.
Pashmina.
Pashmina or Pashmina shawls, she says. She's absolutely right. 50 points to you on that. Pashmina is all I was looking for as an answer. Well answered there. Moving on to the next one. Question number 4. Here we go. I'm looking for a phrase as an answer, and I'm going to tell you one of the theories on how this phrase came about. It originates, it's one of the theories, by the way, keep that in mind. It originates from a fraud that was common in fairs and markets in the 16th century. And what they did was, merchants who sold livestock, they would say that they are selling piglets in bags. And they would tell their customers to not open those bags until they get home, else the piglet would run away. But when they went home, they figured that it was not piglet in the bag, it was something else. And because of that, there is a phrase that came about which we use even to this day. Reba, go ahead.
It's just a guess, as I don't know correctly. Let the cat out of the bag or something. Or let the rat out of the bag, or let the cat out of the bag.
Give me one
Let
answer.
the cat out of the bag.
Let the cat out of the bag. Don't let the cat out of the bag. That is the
Yeah.
phrase. Plus 50 to you on that one. Okay. Doing well there. The last two questions of this semi-final, the penultimate one of this semi-final. Here we go. It was invented by Jonas Salk, and this was basically, go ahead, Hema on the buzzer.
The polio vaccine.
Polio vaccine is what she says, only with Jonas Salk. That's all I said. She's absolutely right. He is the one credited to have created the polio vaccine, and that we know has made a huge difference to the entire world. The last question of the semi-final. At this point, Deepika Reba can force a tiebreaker unless Tiji decides to answer the last one and gets a positive score. Let's see what happens. The last question of this semi-final. Here we go. He's the only president of India to also have held the chair of CBSE. Which president of our country am I referring to? The Central Board of Secondary Education. Reba on the buzzer. Go ahead.
Pranab Mukherjee ji.
Oh, a negative on that one. Minus 50 to you on that. No scores, Deepika ma'am. You look like you want to try. Go ahead.
Is it Zakir Hussain? I don't know.
It is absolutely Dr. Zakir Hussain. You should have gone for it. It was indeed Dr. Zakir Hussain. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the answer that we were looking for is Dr. Zakir Hussain. It's a teacher's quiz meant for educators, which means I will slip in a few questions here and there which are connected to education. This actually, the negative that Reba took, helped Tiji to make it into the world finale of the quiz. I will tell you why. Let's take a look at the final scoreboard. The final scoreboard, ladies and gentlemen, well, it is sort of in an ascending order. Hema Amble on 50, Reba on 100 points, Deepika on 150, very close, so close yet so far. But Tiji, Susan, Alex from FEPS DPS Kuwait making it into the world finale of the World Teachers Quiz Season 6 with 200 points. She's done very well here today, but she has some strong contenders waiting for her in the world finale as well. From the first semi-final, we have Dhanush Reddy from Teja Vidyalaya in Telangana who's made it. From the second semi-final, we have Samrat Maitra from West Bengal who has made it into the big finale. And of course, from the third one, we have Deepta Vivekanand from Chandigarh, the St. Kabir School in Chandigarh, to make it into the world final. And Tiji, Susan, Alex from FEPS DPS Kuwait will join them into that finale. Ladies and gentlemen, we have completed the 4 semi-finals of the World Teachers Quiz Season 6. If you ask me, I think I have to up the ante when it comes to the world finale, because I have seen how each of these contenders have performed all through the semi-finals, taking nothing away from rest of the teachers who have been there in the semi-final, because we have seen high quality performance in each and every semi-final this year. But that only proves that I have to make the world finale tougher, and I'm very sure the game is going to be far more entertaining and nail-biting as we go into it. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. Hold on and watch the world finale of the World Teachers Quiz Season 6. I will hope to see you there.